Good afternoon. Thirsty Thursday, y'all. I'm thirsty. Come on in. Let's talk. I am going to wait till I see people. I see nobody. There's one. Yay, that's always a good sign. Here we go. Hey, everyone. Say hello. Hi, Catherine. Happy Thursday to you. Good afternoon to you, Sue. Good to see you. I love seeing everybody come in. It makes it so much fun. So I'm calling this, hey, Kimmy, and there's Rebecca. I'm calling this Thirsty Thursday. Hi, Lisa and Mary. Cheers. I'm still drinking coffee. Can you believe that? Forever, always, no matter what. This is my Forever Friends cup. Marla gave me this when I moved into my house. And I love it. I drink coffee out of it every single day. There's Sandy and Barbara. Good afternoon. And Mary Ann. Hi, guys. Good to see everyone. Well, you know the drill. You know the drill. When we share, we care, right? Sharing is caring. Anyway, excited that you're all here. So happy that you are sprinting. I've got so many sprinters here. This is a fantastic thing. And you know, when we sprint, we have a process for that. We're going to talk about that just a little bit. Hi, Barbara, Bobby. You're beautiful yourself, sweetheart. Lucy, Sue, Sugar Belly is slimming down because you don't have sugar in it anymore. That's what happens. And there's Marianne. So my Saving Dinner book, one of them, I have 5, if you can believe it, in this series. This is the low carb book. And I worked on this low carb book with one person in mind, and that was Marla Silly. We were just about to, well, we did jump. I don't know what year was this even published. You know, how fun is that you don't even remember what year things were published. I believe this was published in 2005. Bingo, 2005. So in 2005, that is when we released Body Clutter. But we had the self-published version of this, and then in 2007, Simon & Schuster acquired it. But you know, this was a journey for us. This was a journey, and the journey continues today. You know, the journey continues today. You can't send her. I see a smear of colors. Oh, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry if you can't see me. I'm doing the best that I can with what I've got. If anybody else can't see me, then just don't look at me. Do something else. If you can see me, that's good. And I apologize. I don't even know how to. I've done everything within my power. Tomorrow, what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to try it off my new laptop and see if maybe that works. Could be. Could help. But body clutter, let's get back to this. Body clutter, this is foundational. This is something that if you read, you're going to understand about food addiction, and you're probably going to see yourself in there, right? Lisa just got her supplements, Get Lean Probiotic, Fiber Mender, and Hot Melt Mix. Those are 3 of the best to get. Those are strongly recommended. 1, to keep you out of the keto flu. 2, the Fiber Mender will keep you full, and the Get Lean Probiotic with the Fiber Mender 8-week study shows that you lose weight just simply by taking those things. Crazy town. So anyway, you know how to get the book. Our friend Catherine Campagnola was the one who got the book last time. She got the book, and Catherine, we're still waiting for your address so I can send it to you. Send that in to support@savingdinner.com. And speaking of support@savingdinner.com, you know what else you need to do? You need to send me your questions. I have 1 question for Q&A tomorrow, which is fine. I don't mind, but I'm going to bet there's some questions. So if you have a question for me, do send it in to support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, just say question for Leanne on Friday. Easy. That way I can do it. I spent the whole book, Body Clutter, seeing myself. You know, we all see ourselves because, listen, Marla and I are your everyday, ordinary women. We've experienced the same pain that you have. We've both had messy houses. We've both had some body clutter, still working on it. Decluttering is a process, and decluttering is something that takes us to all kinds of levels, whether it's our bodies, whether it's our pantries and the food in our house, it's our minds, it is our houses, it is our closets, pantries, fill in the blank. There is a process of decluttering that is constantly happening in everybody's lives. This is how we up level. This is how we upgrade the better part of our lives. We can't do it until we lose, something. We can't keep bringing in new things until we get rid of old things. Here's the thing you have to look at. You have a capacity. You have a capacity. The capacity that you have is the capacity that you have, whether it's this much in a glass or all the way to the top. But when it starts to overflow, it overflows. And your capacity is your capacity. So if you keep bringing things home, what's going to happen? You're going to have a house that looks like a storage unit. If you keep eating things that you know better to eat, what's going to happen? You're going to be sitting on something that is larger than you probably want. Not to mention all the things that are going on chemically inside of you, and your body is just going to rebel. It's called inflammation. And inflammation is basically the starting place for all disease. So we have to look at all these things. Jennifer's husband said, my husband told me that my jeans look nice. I bought a new pair because everything I own is too big. I love that. I had a pair of jeans on the other day, and so I will just tell you, girl to girl, Mark was playing grabby with me, and it was fun. And I was like, okay, I guess I'll wear jeans more often. So that's what happens when you wear jeans, folks, and not your yoga pants all the time, which is what I'm normally in. Right now, today I am. Here's the thing that we need to look at. Pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. And guess what? When we persevere and go through something and we see it through, when we keep our words to ourselves, you know what happens? Things change. Because we suddenly recognize, look at me, look what I've done. Today in our sprint group, there was a lovely comment that said, in 16 years, this is the first time, being hypothyroid and all of that, which I understand, believe me, I understand the challenges there. And she said, this is the first plan that has actually gotten her results. And she also said that she was fighting the keto flu and even still stayed the course. And she gave me a lot of credit, which was sweet, but I put it right back on her because I said, it is your inner strength. And I feel like the good witch, in The Wizard of Oz, and that is that you've had it all along. You just didn't know it was there. And that's what I said to her. It was there. I stirred your pot a little bit. That's what I'm here to do, is stir the pot and to say to you that the inner strength that you have in your inner nutritional guru and all those inner things that I keep talking about, those are the things that push the ball down the field. When you begin to believe in yourself, you begin to believe in your power and the strength that you have within, and that your inner nutritional guru will speak to you and will help you so that you know what the right decisions are to make for you, things change. Things change. That is the biggest flip of the switch. That's like the big master switch in the whole house. Things change because you recognize yourself in a way, or see yourself in a way you've never seen yourself before. Right? Kimmy said it right. Directed it and uncovered it. There you go. And that's what I have for you. Every single person who is sitting here today listening to this and hopefully sharing it, because I hope I hit some spots that you need to hear. I want to talk to you a little bit about the difference between construction and deconstruction, because sometimes we need to deconstruct before we can construct. So one is seemingly negative, but some of them aren't. So destruction, as we know it, is, and demolition, as we know it, is just taking things down and just getting rid of them. And sometimes that needs to happen. But sometimes that's happening without our awareness. And this is why we have to look at this and say, what is going on inside of me? Why am I feeling like this? Why is my blood sugar out of control? Why are my blood tests looking really bad? You have to look at everything, right? Until we look at everything, we don't know anything. There are roadmaps for us. There are GPS systems out there, and this is good because this helps us to map out and figure out what it is. But I want to say this one thing too, that we are in a deconstruction thing. We are in a destruction thing, in a demolition. The sprint is the clearing of the lot so that we can build our house finally. The sprint gives us an opportunity to get rid of the things we no longer want in our house. We're doing a remodel, remember? We're doing a remodel. We build with good building materials. So here's how it works. And I love, by the way, this is one of my favorite Bible verses is Proverbs 14:1. A wise woman builds her house, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. And I'm going to add, and with her own mouth. Okay? Let's just look at that house. What is that house? That house is your temple, your body. And if you're going to build it, then you need to use good building materials. You can't use good building materials when they contain sugar. You can't use good building materials when there is a list on the back of a product that has, 15 different things and words you can't pronounce. You can't do any of that. You can't work with that. That's like me going to your building site and delivering cement that's not going to set up, building you wood that is less than quality, that is not builder grade, and I'm asking you to build a house with inferior stuff. Now, would you feel comfortable with that? Do you feel comfortable building a house with inferior building materials and just hope for the best? Of course not. Of course not. You need quality materials. You need quality materials, my dear. You need quality materials every single time. Without that, you are tearing down your house with your hands and with your mouth. Your hands are the hands that prepare the food and hold the fork, and your mouth is where it goes, because that is the construction or the deconstruction that's going on inside. So let's look at this for a minute. When we're building, what does it mean? Okay, well, first of all, if you're going to build, you're going to hire an architect. You're going to hire somebody to give you a plan, right? When you have the plan, then you know exactly what the house is supposed to look like when it's done. So here you go. I'm your architect. I've given you a plan. It's the sprint. You start there. And then you need the materials. Well, guess what? That means you're going to go grocery shopping. And you know exactly what that looks like. You know where you're going to be going. You know what you're going to be buying. Marla and I were saying last night, any more spinach, it will start sprouting leaves. We are eating so much spinach, it's not even funny. But this is exactly what it is. You've got the plan for the house. I gave it to you. It's the sprint. You've got the building materials. I told you what to get, so you know what to get. You know quality stuff, what to get. And then you need expertise on how to do this. And I've given you that as well. This is how you make bone broth. This is how you put your salad dressing together. This is the recipe for the success. This is exactly what it is. And then you need the workers, the skilled laborers. And that's you. You are the skilled laborer. I'm not making your salad dressing for you, am I? I have not made anyone's soup here, have I? You have. You're the skilled laborers. You're the skilled workers. You're doing the work that is outlined so you can build the house. How fun is that? And as you do these little things, look what happens. You're clearing the lot. The inflammation is going. The aches and pains are going. The weight is going. And you have the ability now with these good building materials to build it over and over and over again. That's right. And you can read the plan and over. When you read it over and over, it gives you a better sense of what comes next. It gives you, I mean, there's 17 pages there. There's recipes there. There's instructions there. And all of these things, my husband has been eating spinach and normally won't. He's committed to the point he'd eat grass if you said to. You tell your husband I love him. Not that like that, but you know. And then there's a timeline, right? I mean, if you are going to be building a house and you hire an architect to give you a plan, and then you get your general contractor in there and all of that, you want to know when that house is going to be built, don't you? That's right. You want to know when that house is going to be built. And you're the one who has to set the timeline. I can't do that for you. I can give you a 7-day sprint. I can give you bigger plans going down forward. And as a matter of fact, the Hot Milk Club coming up, if you need one-on-one coaching, that's for you. And that will be coming up on October 17th. You'll find out about this, and we'll be doing a whole webinar on this so you understand what it's going to be about. I'm creating this because I realize and recognize some people just need this individual one-on-one coaching. And my biggest thing with coaching is I get to teach, and I get to see you, get you on your path, and get you down, through the tube, so to speak. So that will be for you. So just mark down October 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern time so that you can come on aboard. Yeah, you need to do that. So that's how this whole thing works. That's how that's what the sprint is about, and excuse the long drawn out analogy. But I think it's important to take a look at that. I think it's important to understand the process of what you're doing, understand that there's little milestones that go along the way, that every time that you do this and you really hug and hold on and lean into the process of what this is about, you get to absorb it even more. And you get to exercise parts of you that maybe you haven't exercised. And I'm talking about the mental stuff, not just going up and down the stairs, doing your flights or doing the 4-minute workout or whatever. But I'm talking about the thing inside of you that makes you go bing, that makes you get it. It's the flip. It's the flip of the switch. And until we flip switches, we don't understand the process, and then we're just doing something. It's just another thing. And what I'm trying to do here is say to you, I want this to be the last diet you're ever on, because this is training ground. This is training ground so that you never have to do this again, so that you can know when you go out to dinner how to choose, when you go on a cruise how to choose, when you do something how to choose, that you will know right away that when you make a bad choice, you've made a bad choice, and your body's it's gonna yell at you. Your body's gonna say, forget about it. There's flour all over me and my phone in the kitchen from the bread. Not everybody's on the sprint, but that's fine. We're here when you need us. Being strong, being set and straight about what it is that you need to do, and understanding that there is a way to build your house and there's a way to tear it down, right? You do need a lifestyle change. And you need a little guidance sometimes. And you need to take a look at what it is that you're doing and why it's not working. So when somebody gets really excited about, like the other day we had the big berry discussion, you know what? I could care less about anything, any kind of food, to be honest with you. My whole point with any food is this one thing. If it works for you, if you don't have body clutter to lose, if it doesn't impact your sugar, if and fill in the blank and fill in the blank and on it goes, the whole chain of events. If it is a positive thing for you, it's a positive thing for you. Listen to your own inner nutritional guru. If your inner nutritional guru is saying berries are the bomb.com and you need to have berries in your life and all of your blood tests and everything is perfect and you don't have any body clutter, have some freaking berries. But otherwise, Stay away. Nobody's going to die because you haven't had berries. This is the thing you have to understand. For those of us who are dealing with body clutter, we need to back away from the sugar aspect of things. That's it. And guess what? Berries, even though they are so freaking healthy, and they've got all kinds of good things going for them and all kinds of fiber, and they're low glycemic and low sugar, it's still sugar, okay? And we're not going to argue about sugar any longer, because sugar is sugar is sugar is sugar. Fructose, glucose, it has ins and O's, it's sugar. And for you, if it works, then great. You don't have to be an amateur nutritionist and get on here and start hammering everybody about why you should be eating berries. You don't. If Marla says she doesn't eat berries, Marla's not going to eat berries. And if I saw a berry in her hand, I'd knock it out of it. Not quite, but you know. It's unnecessary. She's in such a good place. Why do you mess with something like that? And also in 7 days, all right? When you're in the 7-day situation, we're doing the 7-day sprint. Hello? Can you just follow 7 days? Heck yeah, you can. Of course you can. You're a big girl. You know how to do this. You know how to stand up for yourself, right? You know how to have your own voice. And you know that, not having this one thing that you've been having, all year long for just this 7 days, and you make a big deal out of it. How screwed up is that? I mean, come on. We can deprive ourselves, if you want, for 7 days. We can just hold on to these 7 days just to see how it goes. Just give it a try. And here's the thing. When you push through and when you hold on to, I'm just going to hold on to the process here. I don't need to understand. I don't need to rebel. I don't need to push back. I don't need to say, well, what about this and what about that? I just need to trust that this little 7-day plan is for me, and that there's a reason for every little component on here. And I'm going to do it. I double dog dare you. Because if you're not doing that, and if you miss out on really holding on to this 7 days, you're missing out on a portion of you that is that has all the strength, that has a powerful part of you that you don't even know about yet. It's like I told you about when I had that conversation. It wasn't that I made this person strong. It was that she didn't know she was as strong as she was. It's inside of you. You have it. You own it. It's yours. And all I'm going to do is stir that pot. And you know what I'm going to say? Follow the plan for 7 days. Read it, own it, be responsible for it, and just let it do its magic for you. That's it. That is it. And guess what? When you're all done with it and everything, then you can see what's next. Then you can see, okay, here are my results. Here's what I'm going to do next. And you can go from there. And like I said, I hope you join me on my webinar on October 17th. That's a Thursday at 7 p.m. And we're going to take off from there. Jan says the hot melt mix is spectacular. Oh, yes, it is. This is how I get my ketones on, you guys. It's just about the only way I can get them going for whatever reason. I have been so low carb, it's ridiculous. So there it is, right, just all laid out for you. In a nutshell, you have a plan, you have an opportunity, you have more privilege than you ever know about, sister. Do you understand that? How about this? How privileged are you that you have the choice to be able to even do something like this? That you can get into your vehicle, go to the grocery store, pick out your groceries, and do this. And not only that, but you have an internet connection. You get on to the Facebook and join the group, and you have 1,400, 1,600 cheerleaders. 1,600 cheerleaders all saying, yay, you go. Tracy asked me, I heard Marla say y'all had roasted cauliflower. So is that okay for the sprint? I put the cauliflower normally in the soup, And I ran out of soup, but I had some cauliflower and I didn't have time to make soup, so I roasted the cauliflower. So do you see how that all worked out, Tracy? You can do that back if you want. You can roast up your cauliflower and have it that way, but the cauliflower normally goes in there, and I just roasted it and it was absolutely delicious. Anyway, you are a builder and you are building a house. You have the plan from your architect. You have the good building materials because you've gone to the grocery store. You have the expertise because I've given you exactly the recipes of exactly what you need to do and how to create them all. And you have your own expertise because you are the one that is creating the recipe at your home. You're making your salad dressing. You're making your salads. You're making your soup. You're doing all of the things. You have that. You have yourself to look at for all of that. And then you have a timeline. This is for 7 days. As 7 days, you're building a little house. You're building a little backyard she shed. Right? I love that. And you have the ability to build that. You are the builder. You are the builder and the contractor and everything. This is your little she shed that you've created. And you get to go in there and do all your girl stuff. I love it. So remember this, that a wise woman builds her house. She builds it. She knows the building materials. She knows the contractor. She knows the architect. And she gets in there with her expertise and with the contractors and gets that house built. But a foolish woman, she tears it down with her own hands. She doesn't have a plan. She doesn't have the materials or the expertise or the skilled laborers. She doesn't have any of that or a timeline, and she keeps going the same way. A foolish woman pulls it down with her own hands, and I would add with her mouth too. We say foolish things. You know, we become amateur nutritionists and suddenly we want to tell everybody what to do and how to do it without doing the research, without asking questions, or we dismiss it, or we say we can't do it. Crazy town. This is not how we get things done, ladies. This is how we mess things up without even getting off the dime. There's a lot of people who just like to talk. And I like to talk to doers, the people who take action, who are consistent day in and day out and are willing to do the work that it takes. And they're willing to do it excellently, you know, putting everything that they've got into it. It's like I said to you yesterday, we're running a race. You are a participant. You are a race runner. You're not sitting in the stands watching. You're out there on the field. And I expect you to leave it all out on the field. That's my expectation as your coach. Because I'm not going to let anybody be mediocre. I'm not going to let anybody just do this in a half-ass way. I said it, half-ass. Yes, you bet. Wholehearted or forget it. Wholehearted all the way, 100%. I'm in it to win it. I play full out. That's me. Is that you? I'm with you. If that's you, I am with you. Tell me you're with me right now. Let me know that you're with me. Just say it in the comments. Throw down some hearts. Because I just love being loved. I'm needy. No, I'm not. And just remember that pain is temporary. Quitting lasts forever. It lasts forever. Does that need to happen with us? Absolutely not. We don't have to quit. And even if we mess the whole thing up and it's just a big old mess, guess what? You get to start over. There's start over. Clean the slate. Let's start over. Are you with me? There we go. I love it when you're with me. Because we're going to do this, you know. This sprint is going to keep coming up and up. We've got the Hot Milk Club coming up, which I'm really excited about. And we have, you know, there's always something more. And this book that Marla and I are writing on about, oh my goodness, it's going to blow your socks off. It's going to be fantastic. And hopefully it'll be there in January, February, one of those two. We're working on it, though. Let me just tell you, we're working on it. And when it comes together, there you go. I love that. Okay, so wise women, go out and build a house. You've got all the building materials. You've got everything you need. So go do it. Peace. I will see you guys around. If you want to be, in the sprint, go to savingdinner.com/sprint and get the plan. It is absolutely free. And it's 17 pages of good stuff. You can wrap your head around it very easily. I will see you at 3:00 and for tea time over on Fly Lady. And get ready, because we're going to buckle down and have some massive tea and do some more stuff, because I think it's the wise old owl's time this time today. Thanks for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow for Q&A. And remember, if you have a question, support@savingdinner.com. In the subject line, put question for Leanne for Friday. Okay? I'll do that. Peace to you, Faith. Thank you.